All right, ladies and gentlemen, you're looking at a various live feed cameras from within inside of Israel right now. And what you're seeing should really tell the tale. You're not seeing a lot of anything. You're not seeing any action. You're not seeing any firepower in the sky. The attacks by Iran into Israel have already occurred. Apparently, there were no fatalities. There were no strikes that were effective, is what I would call it. And apparently, now a lot of people are going to believe the news, and that's up to you. That's completely up to you. I'm not here to change your mind. I'm not here to talk you into anything. But there's a lot of conjecture. There's a lot of stuff going on that leads a lot of people to believe that the president of the United States, I had to move Fred, the president of the United States told Israel to stand down, told them to back off, told them not to retaliate because it would interfere with some ceasefire talks. Now, I don't know about you. I'm sure some of you have seen my video from today, this morning, where the Meet the Depressed, Kristen Welker, was discussing with President Trump, and he got up and walked out. He stepped on the microphone, which was very purposeful and very beautiful to watch. And it's interesting to see how different people view different things. And, you know, and I encourage all of you to do your own research, believe what you want to believe your version of the truth. Okay. I'm not a preacher. I'm not here to tell you what you should believe, what you shouldn't believe. That is completely up to you. But I'm going to tell you right now what I saw whenever I saw the president of the United States say, I'm done. He called him out. He dropped the microphone. And then all of this stuff kicks off today. Israel launched some attacks into Beirut, into Lebanon, and the IRGC responded, which to me, if that's not a clear example that Hezbollah is working for Iran, then I don't know what other proof you want. And there's a lot of stuff going on. There's some other information that came out. Smash that like button. Let me know how the audio is as well. If it's 5x5, if I need to tweak it or whatever. Fred's my sound engineer. He's asleep on my feet right now. There are a lot of other things that are coming out right now that lead me to believe that other people knew about these airstrikes going into Israel. That's what I thought, or that's what I'm seeing. And I'm going to connect some dots here because a country named Qatar, depends on how you want to pronounce it, tomato, they came out with a notice to airmen establishing a temporary alternate flight route between, let's see here, I'll just show you. Let's go right here. From June 7 through June 14. Okay. Notice to airmen. It's just like notice to mariners. They put out an advisory, and they put out an advisory telling planes to avoid certain flight patterns starting today until June the 14th. Now, there's two ways you can look at this. Number one, Qatar knew something was happening, or there's something bigger about to occur between the June 7th, which is today, and next Sunday. So I don't believe in coincidences, okay? I'm just not a coincidence guy. And I'll show you here. I want to show you here. This is the NOTAMs that was issued right here. Okay. And this came out from Qatar. They issued the NOTAM rerouting flights through its airspace, providing alternate routes for aircraft departing Doha and Saudi airports. So what does that tell you? Does it tell you somebody knew something was happening? Were they in communications with Iran? Did Iran give them a heads up to get their people out of the way? It just doesn't smell right. It doesn't. I've got a story for you from this morning that I was down in the barn. Talk about something not smelling right. Whew. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. You ever smell a bucket of drowned rats? Well, I did this morning. Bucket of drowned rats. They were so disgusting, the water was gray. It's nasty, but you get rats in the barn. I think it's very similar to the way that we get rats within our Congress, within our government, within our leadership. We got some rats. Some of them need to be drowned as well. But I put a bucket trap down in the barn, in the chicken house. You put some peanut butter on there. It's got this little latch. It's like a lever. They walk out on it. They fall in the water and then they drowned. There were so many damn dead rats in there. It gave me an idea. I said it gave me an island. It gave me an idea for what's happening right here in the Middle East. But there's a lot of stuff happening. The Middle East right now is more dangerous than a DNC rally for an embryo. I mean, that's how dangerous this place is. We got missiles flying everywhere. They're launching into Iraq. They're launching into Israel. And here's the interesting part. For those of you that don't know how far away Israel is from Iran, this kind of puts it into perspective. Here's Iran, right? And then if you go, we'll just zoom out and go around the world. I would say that's a good 1,100 miles. This is Israel here. Okay. So they're flying these missiles all the way across Kuwait, Iraq, into Israel. Now, I'm not saying that Israel is paying attention to what we tell them, but I would say this for all of the people that thought President Trump worked for Israel. I want you to see the post my buddy Sean posted. So here's OSINT Defender. Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu will have no choice but to accept any deal the United States negotiates with Iran, Trump told the Financial Times during a phone call Sunday night. Who is Trump working for? Well, Sean said, but I thought Netanyahu called the shots. Podcastistan assured me Trump was owned by Israel. I think he's kind of right here. I don't think Trump was working for anyone. I don't think Trump is answering or being anybody's whipping boy. Whenever he tells them to stand down, stand down. But I want to know from you all in the chat, should the president just let Israel do what they need to do? If this is true, and I'm not sure I believe anything the news media says with regards to what the president told the prime minister of Israel. How do these guys know? Are they sitting in the phone call with the president? Do they have a Venmo on the other line? I don't know about this. If this is true, I would like to know how they found out, number one. Number two, if the president told them this, I want some confirmation this is on camera. It's almost like these anonymous sources. But if the president told them that, then I believe it. But I just want, show me. I'm not from Missouri, but show me. How many of you think that the president should just let Israel be Israel and let them do their thing? Because I want to tell you this, or I want to say this. If the United States, let's say Texas, if Texas was attacked by Mexico on October the 7th, 2023. And some Mexican cartels flew some drone helicopter backpack things into San Antonio. And they killed hundreds and thousands of Texans. Do you think that the President of the United States would take any advice from the Prime Minister of Israel? Huh? August Raker. Iran is playing Trump like an old fiddle. August Raker, please explain. Please tell me how that they are playing the president like a fiddle. The last time I checked, Iran's losing about $500 million a day, but I would love to get your opinion on that. Please expound on this. Please let me know. And let the rest of the chat know. But do you think that all of the cartels would be gone? Do you think there would be any prime minister, any leader of a foreign country that could tell the president of the United States, back off, the cartels just need some time? So I'm kind of like, why are we interfering? I want to get out of their way, but at the same time, I understand some of the stuff that's going on. You know, let me ask you here. Let's do this. Should Israel ignore Trump and bomb Iran? Let's just do this. This is the most pointed. How do you think we are ahead on this, dude? Look at gas and food prices. Truth be told, how do you think we're ahead on this? Okay. So our food comes from Iran? Gotcha. Last time I checked, I didn't get any bacon from Iran. And I've got my Ramadan hat on. Thank you so much. Johnny, thanks for subscribing. God bless you. Johnny Ballgames back in the chat. But what are your thoughts? Should the president of the United States influence what Israel does? We've established that Israel doesn't influence what we do. Why are we telling them what to do? Ronnie, I get your viewpoint, and I agree with you 99.9% of the time. I would love, I mean, I might not say it publicly, I might not say it out loud, but I would like to see Israel just do their thing, right? Why not? Let's check this out. This is a new post from Trey Yinkst, and he's kind of the Fox News correspondent. Not a bad
phone with President Trump as Iranian ballistic missiles were soaring through the skies of Israel. The Iranians have launched 4 waves of missiles at this country in response to the Israeli strikes on the Lebanese capital of Beirut earlier today. President Trump told me, I'm not happy about it, when I asked him about the Israeli strikes against Hezbollah that took place. The president told me that this Iranian missile fire is certainly not going to help negotiations, and he indicated there was significant progress that could have led to an agreement as soon as Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday, according to the president. You can see the traffic behind me also coming from the northern part of Israel. The city of Haifa in the north was under significant ballistic missile fire, and these people are likely in part trying to get out of the city. President Trump told me, what I would suggest to Iran, you've shot your missiles, that's enough. Get back to the table and make a deal. We'll have more updates to follow throughout the day on Fox News. Be sure to tune in and follow.
What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on this? I don't know if I want Israel to stand down. I'm not sure if I want that. I kind of want them to do their thing. You know, that's where I'm kind of at on this. I kind of want them to do their thing. And some of you are going to disagree with me, and that's okay. We are okay disagreeing on this channel, right? But I am torn on what I want to happen here. The one version of me just wants a lot of bad things to happen there. The other version are like, there's probably some innocent people and that kind of thing. That's my thoughts. But same side of the coin, when the IRGC puts out a video like this, I'm going to go larger screen so you can see this. I want you to see, what does that look like right there? Does that look like a devil? Is that some kind of demon type of thing? Let me know in the chat. What do you think about this? There's no audio, but what do you think about this? I want you to read this missile. The name of God, whose power is greater than any ship, plane, or army, the God of Christ and the God of Moses, the God of all people of the world. To all the people of the world, we are fighting a criminal gang, the corrupt people at Epstein Island. We will not compromise on the security of our people to rid the world of corruption and usury right on the path of Jesus and Moses. Okay? That's what that said. This is some really crazy propaganda. It was Nancy Pelosi. And they're chanting Aloha Snack Bar. Okay. I mean, this is some pretty nasty stuff that they're putting images like this on missiles. It kind of reminds me how it's not AI, actually, Kenny. Not everything is AI. It's actually a clip that the IRGC released. It's not AI. As much as a lot of people like to use that for an excuse for everything. But that reminds me of I want to say his name is Josh Shapiro. He's the governor of Pennsylvania. Whenever he was signing the bombs going to Russia, do you remember that? Is there any difference, or is there much difference in the governor of Pennsylvania doing this? Let me show you this. What's the real difference here? What difference does it make? Look at all the Democrats with Zelensky and Josh Shapiro. Is there any difference here? I don't see a whole lot of difference. This is Democrats signing bombs to go to Russia or go to Ukraine. I think these people are all nuts. And then obviously the picture of Zelensky milking Biden for American cash. You see the cash in the barrel? What is the difference? I mean, logically, Am I wrong? Am I out to lunch? Am I absolutely crazy whenever I see Iran putting out propaganda videos about, you know, warheads, ballistic missiles with images of Satan, and then I see the governor of Pennsylvania signing bombs? Difference is Democrats. Oh, yeah, there you go. Yeah. Josh Shapiro, I don't understand why we're even holding back. Twinkle Star, I don't know. Let me know your combat experience and tell us how that went. Ronald Coleman, you're right. Ronald, I wish I wasn't right. And I don't want to be right. I don't want to be right. But how fitting is that meme right there? Zelensky milking the Biden cash cow. Well, he just milked it again for another 9 billion. Just milked the United States for another 9 billion with a B, as in butt plug, dollars. That bothers me. That bothers me a lot. I'm sure some of you might have saw this. I posted this yesterday, and it's one that I've been hanging on to for a long time because I knew I would have the opportunity to use it again. And I never want any of you to forget this. This is in Congress. This is members of Congress. They're waving Ukrainian flags, sending billions of dollars to Ukraine. You ever seen a Democrat wave an American flag and cheer? I haven't. I haven't seen any Democrats waving an American flag. Feel free to send me something with some information. Feel free to clue me in on this one. Time to investigate every last one of them for kickbacks and foreign influence. America first, not Ukraine, not their wallets. August Raker. So, Ben, are you ready for the entire energy grid to go dark? I am. I'm absolutely ready for that. 1,000%. I got more solar panels than Kamala has given you know what. This bothers me whenever I see this. And this is what I think of when certain people will support this Ukraine effort, but they won't support the efforts to not allow Iran to have nuclear weapons. It's an odd timeline. It is a very odd timeline. But I'd love to get your thoughts on this because it bothers me a lot. It bothers me a lot. It bothers enough of the trolls to come here in the chat and try to be funny. I love it. Thank you for triggering the algorithm. But why is it okay for us to send billions and billions to Ukraine and not help the effort there in Iran? This is such a great meme. Kristen Welker. What a Trump deranged lunatic. Absolute lunatic. Here's something here, open source intel. If Iran were actually going to surrender its uranium stockpile in exchange for Israel holding back, I would take the deal. But that is not what's happening. Do any of you think that Iran is going to give up their uranium peacefully? Is there anyone that's that baffled? I don't think so. I don't think they're going to go peacefully. I don't think they're going to give up anything without us, prying it from their cold, dirty, goat smelling hands. That's my thoughts. I just don't see it any other way. I see a lot of no's, not a chance. Julius doesn't think there's a chance. Leanne, is it Leanne? I can't say it. No way, no way, no. Iran won't give up anything ever. Hell no. Nope. This is what you call a forever war. Yeah, we're 8 weeks into a forever war. Yeah, 8 weeks, forever war. Yeah, it takes longer than that for me to raise a calf. Yeah, it's definitely a forever war. No, I want to see the meme of Welker doing Leslie Stahl to Trump. Sir, it would be hilarious. I don't know about that. I don't know what that is. This is Pride Month by Flags Red, White, and Blue. Okay. I like that. I didn't know it was Pride Month. I don't keep track of the psychos. 72 goats is what Pryor says that he should trade for the uranium. That's probably a fair trade. 72 goats for the uranium. I could leverage that. I would chip in to buy some goats for certain people, But the people that are saying that the president works for Israel, man, those people are crazy. Here's more footage of what's going on right now. The skies are quiet. They're in multiple locations: Tehran, northern Israel, Tel Aviv, Isfahan, Haifa. I really thought that this would be a lot different right now. I thought this would be an absolute combat zone. Is what I thought. I really believe that right now we would be seeing a lot of movement in the sky. I'm surprised. I'm kind of disappointed. Not that I'm like a warmonger, because that's exactly not what I want. But I do think that the only thing that Iran understands is intimidation, violence, probably goats. I mean, that's what I think they understand. I don't know your thoughts on that, but that's what I'm starting to boil it down to. The part where Qatar knew that there was airstrikes, or possibly knew there was airstrikes. That's a big deal. That is a big freaking deal if they knew about this. And they didn't give anyone else any kind of warning. Sirens were sounding. Iran launched additional missiles towards Israel. Israeli interceptors seen engaging Iranian ballistic missiles. Why don't we have an Iron Dome? I hope that's the real plan that the president implements, that we get an Iron Dome. Look at this. This is amazing to watch. You see that? I want an Iron Dome over the southern border. I'd like to see an Iron Dome over DC. Because somebody said earlier, are you ready for the grid to go dark? Who said that? I forget who said that. But that's a great question. If the grid were to go dark, who would have done it? Who would do that to us? Uh-oh. 9 point. Whoa, holy cow. That's huge. If this is coming out right now, 9.0 earthquake in the Philippines. 9.0. That is, I don't know if I've ever heard of a 9.0 earthquake. How big was the earthquake that hit San Francisco back in the 90s? How big was that? What size was the earthquake SF? Let's see here. Let's see. San Francisco earthquake. How big was that? It was a 7. 7.9 was the earthquake that hit San Francisco back in the 90s. And now they just got a 9. Holy crap. Massive solar. USGS said it was 7.8. Okay. I have family who married into my family in the Philippines. Wow. I think what this could cause, if you're looking at where this is at, we'll go here. Let me see if I can pull up the Philippines. I want to show you, I mean, if this is, I don't have any doubt that this is true, but if that is the case, this is going to cause, it could cause some, what do you call it? Tidal waves. That's what I think it would cause. Let's go Philippines. I mean, look at this chain of islands here. 9.0 earthquake right here. This is the Philippines. Been through the Philippine Sea multiple times. Look at the chain of islands that this could cause tidal waves to. I'm talking the kind that hit Thailand with Pattaya Beach. Just destroyed that place. A 9.0. Wow. Tsunamis. That's another one. Yeah, there you go. Who can get it? Who can get hit with a tsunami? Banana shortage. Damn it. I had a pet monkey once that I got in Thailand. I wish I had that little bastard back. He smoked cigarettes like a freight train. I've got a picture here somewhere of that monkey. I didn't pay very much for him. Maybe like $50, I think. In the 90s, $50 was a lot, especially in Thailand. But 9.0 earthquake hitting that region. That is crazy. Mindanao, Philippines, according to the preliminary assessments, global quake. That's huge.